Good afternoon. To open, first I want to say thank you to Governor McCrory for coming. I appreciate you and your team, and I think it's a great testimony to the state of their commitment to small business and their focus on helping companies like us create jobs in North Carolina. So we think it's great that you're here, and we're honored to have you. I hope that everyone had the opportunity to walk through the plant, meet our team. We've got a great team of people here. They've worked very hard to get this facility together. We don't usually have a race car parked in our shipping department, but we thought today was a special day, so we got that brought in. I also want to thank our customers for coming out. One thing I think is so cool is to say that I got customers that make whiskey, make beer, and make wine. They also build dairy farms that service up to 10,000 cows. They make cheese, bread, and all sorts of stuff, and it's just an honor to have you as customers, and it's always interesting and it's always fun. Pro is a small company. We've got a facility in Seattle, and we've got a facility out here, or Auburn, not Seattle. There they are over there. We don't have a big research and development lab. We don't have a team of engineers. But what we do have is we do have a great customer base. And I want to thank you guys, because it's really our customers that come to us. They push us to make the best products. They throw ideas at us, ask us if we can do this or do that. And most times we say yeah, and most times we do. But they're a good group a great group, and I'm proud to also call a lot of you our friends. And I appreciate you guys being here. And a lot of my brewery customers, we've got a nice selection of beer in the next room down too for after this event. So first off, what I thought I was going to do today is I would kind of talk about each stakeholder in our company. The customers is the first one. And what I'd like to do at this time is, if there are any customers, or all the customers are here, if you could stand up or wave your hand. And I'd like everyone else to just kind of help me to honor them. We're just going to do a quick cheers to them. Would you guys do it? To our customers, thank you. My first one, that's a good one, Josh. The second stakeholder I want to mention are our investors. We're fortunate to have an amazing board of advisors that we work with. My father's president of our board. Unfortunately, the two other members were not able to make the trip from Washington. The first member I want to mention is Jerry Sanders. He was a longtime business partner of ours. He manufactured heat exchangers, retired, and he's just been a great influence, so I wanted to mention him today. Gary Dime is a second cousin of mine, first cousin of my father. He's been a financial advisor to the company for the past 12 years, and has just been a great resource for us, and he's really been a huge asset to the corporation. He's also a member. It's unfortunate that they couldn't join us, but they are great people and a big part of our company. The next big investor, when I was writing this, I thought about is the state of North Carolina, the community of Mocksville and Davie County. We, as you know, we made an agreement with the state and with the county that we're going to try to create some jobs, and in exchange they gave us some money for training some new employees. They also gave us some potential tax breaks if we can hit our targets, and I just appreciate it. I want you to know that we take that very seriously, and it is a huge investment in us, and we're very honored, and we're up to the challenge. And I want you to know we're ahead of schedule, so everything's going good. I spent over a year, and I made over 20 trips to the East Coast to find our East Coast location. I started up in Virginia, worked my way south to Raleigh, where I was introduced to a man named Bernard Torre. He was our representative through the through the North Carolina Department of Commerce. I kind of joked that he was my chauffeur, or my taxi driver, not chauffeur. But we drove from one end of the state and back, and I think back across again another time. And his job is really simple. I don't know what the hard part is, because all he has to do is find a building that meets my criteria. I think he realized quickly I had no idea what my criteria was. We had, and when I did think I knew it, the next time I talked to him, I said, you know, Bernard, I think I want a bigger building. You know, nah, it's just too darn big. I talked to my board, and we're going to go small. We're going to go small, and then we'll, you know, then we'll expand out. And I can just imagine. I know I caused you a lot of stress, Bernard, but I appreciate it. And the other thing I want to mention, first time I met Bernard, I had a tie, and he didn't. And he told me, he said, you know, that's not real common for us to wear ties here in North Carolina. I thought, you know, I'm going to like this place. And he shows up today with a tie. I'm the only one without a tie. yeah. But anyway, I appreciated the friendship that I developed with Bernard. We spent a lot of time, we drove a lot of miles. He picked me up early in the morning at the hotel, and then a lot of times it was really late at night when we would make it back. But I wanted to recognize you, Bernard, for all your help with our realtor, and I know he's here too. Where's Jack at? There he is. Jack Steelman, he was oftentimes in the back seat of the car, but he would ride with us. He wasn't received real friendly in a few places. I don't know what they had against him, Jack. But we had a good time, and I'm also proud to call you a good friend, Jack. You've been a huge asset to us, and he was a big help to us. Now, where was I? One of the people Bernard introduced me to was Mr. Terry Brawley and his team. And I have to say, from that first meeting, and the first time I drove into Mocksville, it just felt like home. I grew up in a small town real similar to Mocksville, and by this time, I don't know how many counties we had visited and how many presentations we had heard, but it did feel really good. And boy, right off the bat, Terry found us a building that was just perfect. It was everything we wanted. It was just, everything was going good. And it was down to that building and a building a couple hours from here. And then all of a sudden, unfortunately, the deal just fell through, as they do. And Terry knew, he knew that I was so frustrated. I had to get this plan up. We were about 3 months behind the date we wanted to get going, so I just told my team, I said, you know what, we're going to go pick the other building. And Terry called me on New Year's Eve night in the morning. So it was December 31st of 2012. He said, Jim, I found you the perfect building. I said, okay. I said, tell me about it. He said, well, it's smaller. He said, a little bit smaller, but boy, I think it would work out just perfect. He said, before you make the decision, can you just come out and look at it? I'm like, okay, what's one more trip? So I said, you know what? I said, and I looked at my calendar and it was so full. I said, I'm going to fly out tomorrow night. I'm going to fly out New Year's Day. And I flew out at 10 o'clock at night and took the red eye in. I got into Charlotte, I don't know, 7 in the morning. And I drove up and I was at his office at 10 in the morning. He took me, it wasn't this building, it was another one closer to town. But we went through, we looked at that building, and I said, yeah. And I told him prior to this, when we were on the phone, I said, you know, if I come out there, I'd really like to meet some people in the community, some community leaders and some other people. I said, I know it's short notice, but if you could set anything up, I'd just like to get a little better feel of the community. So he takes me a tour of this building. He says, you know, we got a lunch set up at the Chamber of Commerce. I don't know who all's going to be there, but you know, don't set your sights real high. But you know, there should be a couple people there. I understand it's the holiday and everyone's at home. I walked in there was 40 people at least. I mean, I think you were there, weren't you, Senator? It was. You all there? Yeah, at least. Sorry, it was. But it was amazing. We had the school board president. We had community leaders, private business leaders. You were there, Terry. It was a great opportunity. But right then, I knew, you know, this was somehow we had to make this work. So anyway, that building fell through, and then what Terry did is he got on the phone and somehow we got into this building, and I guess the rest is history. So I don't want to go any longer. But Terry, I just thank you. He's also someone I consider a really good friend. Davie County is really lucky to have Terry Brawley. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met, and I appreciate everything that he's done for us and continues to do to this day. Every time I talk to him, it's, what can I do for you, Jim? So it means a lot to me. So if I could I get Terry, the community leaders, Mr. Governor, could you guys stand up, please? And I'd also like to ask you guys to help me honor them with the cheers. Cheers. The rest of them are shorter. Team Pro. Hey guys. Guys, we got them all over here. This is awesome. How crazy is it that I got the governor of North Carolina sitting here, guys? Isn't that nuts? I told them, I don't think they believe me. I want to first talk about those guys in Auburn. These guys have not only been setting sales and production records for this past year, but they've also been supporting this plant by providing us sub-assemblies. They've been training, we've been sending people back there, they've been sending people out here to train our crew. I've asked every person there to do more. I've asked every person there to do their job better, and each and every one of you has answered the call, and I just appreciate that, guys. You guys are amazing, and I'll thank you for that. Now you guys, our North Carolina crew, people warned me. They said, man, it is going to be tough. They knew what kind of crew we had in Seattle. They said, it's going to be really hard to find a crew in North Carolina to match what you're used to in Washington. And I don't know, I guess we got really lucky because we have a top-notch crew, and I just appreciate each and every one of you also. We are ahead of expectations on the training and on we have, I don't know, my production people have all the metrics that they follow. I guess they're doing really, really well. So I just want to tell you guys, it's awesome. As I mentioned, we are way ahead of plan. I think we'll be at our 3-year level by the middle of next year. So it's because of everyone back there. So I thank you all for that. I have to mention something about the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if anybody noticed the color of the t-shirts that our crew is wearing. But I want you to know that in my office upstairs, I have a box of shirts that's black and Carolina Panther blue. And I made a deal with my crew. I said, you know what? I said, we're going to let the NFL teams decide on Sunday which color shirts we wear. So if you missed the football game, So anyway, on that, I'd like all of our employees, I see you're standing anyway, you guys are great. And all you back in our 12 fans, there we go. But if you could help me to honor them, and cheers to you guys. My supply chain manager, Madi Navarro, was not able to come out, and I've had so many people come up and ask me for it. It's because so many of our suppliers came here today. And our suppliers, we are to you what our customers are to us, and we take that very seriously. And we appreciate you. It means a lot that you are here. We set real high standards, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So I don't have a long speech about that, but I thank you all, and I'd like, if you're here, to stand up and everyone to honor them. Thank you very much. And last but not least, if any of you got a map, I'm sorry, I should have said this before, on the back is our mission statement. All I'm doing is going down the stakeholders that we list. And our mission statement in a nutshell is we strive to exceed the expectations of each of our stakeholders. And I just went through the top, or not the top four of them, and then the last one is our families. And really all it is vehicles to provide for them. And I had the opportunity as a young man to work with my grandfather. He and my dad had a refrigeration contracting business. And even up until my grandfather passed away a few years ago, I leaned on him hard when I needed advice. Anything from religion to refrigeration, and he was sharp about refrigeration right until the end. He died at 94. To this day, we give out one award every year, or 2 awards, but our main award is our John L. Vandergeest, and it's named for my grandfather. But it's an award we give to one of the stakeholders in our company who exemplifies the character that Grandpa did. So I just thank Grandpa, even though he's not here with us, he is with us. So. Next, I want to mention my dad. My dad and I started the company when I was an amazingly wise 21-year-old. been an incredible ride, and he put up with all my wisdom, I know. But through the years, we've had some tough years, we've had some great years. But through it all, he's he's been unwavering in his belief in me and in the company and in the plan. I'm glad he's able to focus a little more on golf now and doesn't have to worry and stress so much about the business. But he still stresses more about the business than he needs to. It was when I approached Dad about a year ago about this grand idea I had. He's almost 70, pushing. He's at a little different life stage than I am. When I told him, hey Dad, all we need to do is double down. Let's move to North Carolina, the plant, move half our plant back there, and let's just go for it. He was a little hesitant. I couldn't understand that. But I have to thank him, because what he did do is he made us sit down, he made sure we had a plan. And I also want to mention Gene and John, because they worked together. We did put together a solid plan, and a plan that we're following today, and a plan we're exceeding, thankfully. And I hope we continue to exceed it. But it was because of that. And once the plan was in place, there was no looking back. Dad he never second guessed us or jumped behind us. He holds us accountable, and that's his job, especially being president of our board. But he is I thank you for that, Dad. I thank you for all your support. Next I want to mention that my wife and I, we raised 4 kids. I think all 4 of them at one time or the other have worked for the company as I did as I was a kid through school breaks and stuff. One of them I'd like to recognize, and that's my son John. But he actually made the move out here from Washington. And thank you for that, John. He's become a key member of our team out here, and I'm very proud that he's out here. If you look on that screen, there's one person dressed in a bright orange dress. I really lucked out when I met her. That's my wife, Tricia. She's also our HR manager. She is home right now because my stepson, her son, just graduated from the United States military, or the United States Marine Corps, sorry. And so he is home for his 10-day leave. So he didn't want to come to North Carolina for some reason. He wanted to be with his girlfriend. So he is back in Washington, and my wife is back there, so she can hopefully see him sometime. She says no, she probably won't. But I can't wait to see you. I thank you. She has been, I've spent a lot of time in North Carolina, but she's been back here. Thankfully now she's able to we're able to travel back and forth together. So thank you, honey. I appreciate it. I want to thank all the families of our team in Auburn and here in North Carolina, everyone. I know that our team works a lot of hours. They work a lot of extra hours, a lot of long hours. And I know every hour I have them here, it's an extra burden on them at home. So I appreciate you supporting your loved ones and understanding. And we appreciate that very much. So I thank you for that. And so at this time, if any family members or anyone else, I also have an aunt and uncle that are here. I wanted to mention them. Where are they at? Oh, there's my aunt. My Aunt Karen and my Uncle Daryl. My Uncle Daryl came out and helped build the tear-out walls. He just said, Jim, I'll come out and do whatever you want. They have been such a huge help and a huge support for me. I just appreciate so much you guys coming out. My Uncle Daryl and Karen, they're both experts at pouring beer too, so you can find that out next. But on that, if I could have all the family and friends stand up, this is my last cheers, and everyone honor them. I appreciate it. Now I'd like to invite Governor McCrory to speak, and then Terry, and then my father's going to close it out.
Any more cheers, we won't be able to drive home. I got the highway patrol right here. Y'all raise your hand. You need to ride home, we'll take you home. You know, what we're hearing today is the best of America. The best of North Carolina, the best of Davie County, the best of Knoxville, and the best of family. It is so great to hear about a family entrepreneurial effort, because that's what makes our nation and our state great. Now, I got to make one negative comment, and that's toward my friends toward Seattle right over here. I went to the Panther game the other night. I'm not real happy at y'all. There's one thing I'll remind y'all in Seattle, it took a North Carolina State graduate to beat us. Right? And we're coming back and we're going to see you in the playoffs. You got a beautiful city though. I've been to your stadium and you've got a beautiful city, and I have first cousins out in Seattle, McCrory in that area. It's absolutely beautiful. And we look forward to being a partner with you and competing with your plant to see who produces the best, highest quality product. So it's fantastic to see the teamwork between the East and the West Coast. I want to say this also, that if we do not continue to build things and make things and grow things and produce things, our economy in this country and this state is not sustainable. And what it's going to take is entrepreneurs like these people right here. They're willing to invest in companies that are making things and producing things and innovating things. And a lot of people gave up on manufacturing in North Carolina in the past. A lot of us never gave up on manufacturing, and we can never give up on manufacturing. And what we're finding out is when we find a niche, we can do it better than anyone, including China, including Vietnam, including any country. And what this family has done, this family of entrepreneurs starting out with their grandfather, is they found a niche. And they're finding a niche customers that need a quality product delivered to them in an efficient and effective way at a good price, both on the West Coast and on the East Coast. And just to meet entrepreneurs, you are my heroes. In addition to the military, you are my heroes. Because you're what makes this country great and this state great. This country was built on manufacturing and agriculture, and it'll continue to grow because of manufacturing and agriculture, and we're proud of that. And thank you for your investment in this county and in this state and in this wonderful city. You've got some of the greatest people in the world in this area. I know because I went to college right down the street at Catawba College. My old freshman college roommate, Jeff Bowden, is around here somewhere. He's hiding. I got to keep him quiet for another several years. Jeff, it's great seeing you. But these people are the greatest workers in the United States of America. With all due respect to the people in Washington, you're going to find the highest values, the hardest working work ethic of anyone. And you're going to have some great customers in this area also. It is my honor to officially announce 85 new jobs coming to North Carolina with manufacturing. 85 new jobs and $4.9 million of new investment in the next 5 years. Coming right out of North Carolina. And our goal in this state, and one of my goals as governor, is not only have made in the USA, not only all over the United States and all over the world, but made in North Carolina. And this is the continuation of that process. And, this is great news, and I just want to thank you very much. God bless you. And on behalf of the state of North Carolina, we'd like to proudly, along with the senator and the representative and the mayor, can y'all come on up here? Let's all get a good picture here. And the commissioner, and present you with the North Carolina state flag. And we'd like to have you proudly display it in front of this great building here. And I'm very proud of the Commerce Department too. Sharon Decker says her best. And we want you to grow and make money and continue to hire new people and be a success both in Washington State and right here in North Carolina. God bless you. Thank you very much.
I think it was last April that we had the governor in town with an announcement. So we want to welcome the governor back. And we certainly want the #1 recruiter for the state of North Carolina to stay in the headlines with Davie County. I can tell you, my phone all day, I think I talked to everybody with the Pope this morning in terms of what's happening, what's going on, and what good things are happening here. I want to say just a minute before I say anything about this company and how excited I am about it. I want to tell you what the governor and the General Assembly in North Carolina are doing for us. They're helping us win deals. They're helping us roll back regulations. They're helping us lower taxes. And that's a big piece of what's helping us win deals today. Help me thank Representative Howard, Senator Brock, the governor of the state of North Carolina for an outstanding job helping us take these regulations back to help create jobs in North Carolina.
No more drinks.
I can tell you honestly, I probably talk to Representative Howard almost every morning. I talk to Senator Brock very often. We've met with a very large company that many of you know about, Ashley Furniture, that Davie County really was put on the map with. And I can tell you about the regulations that are going back 2009, which really are going to help a lot of our industries, help our existing buildings, and help all of us create jobs in North Carolina. I can tell you a small project I'm working on right now, how hard Julia works. And she's like me, she doesn't make everybody's top 10 list. But I can tell you how important the little things are, and how economic development is a team sport. It took every one of you. This is not a Terry thing. This is not just North Carolina. It takes every one of us in a community working together to win deals. I can tell you how important it was to this community. This company, and one of the most important things it was, he had a friend who was a big supplier of this company who had a daughter who wanted to go to Wake Forest or Elon College. I don't know those people. Representative Howard had the president of the independent colleges and universities make that phone call. I got a smiley face phone call about that deal. It's the little things. It's the things that we can do in small communities when we work together to make all these things happen. So I just want to thank them, the governor, for their continued support for economic development. I also want to thank the city and the county because they work well together. They help make deals happen. We're not like a lot of other counties that fuss and fight over those kind of things. We just want to bring jobs to North Carolina. And how important it is, I know that Bernard was our great partner with the State Department of Commerce, but I can tell you, Jack Stillman and I, our relationship goes back 15, 20 years. Jack's a real estate broker. I can tell you how important it is today that private sector folks, industrial brokers, are bringing us product. They're bringing us deals like this. So it takes that kind of partnership. It's not just a state anymore. Private sector, industrial brokers, and that relationship that we're developing is just really incredible for all of us. But I want to say, I think Jim said it best, I didn't really know what a great speaker you were, and I'm telling you. That's some of the best conversation that we've had here. But I want to say that the moment that I met Jim Vandergeesen and really his company, and I know I said it to Jack and others, there was something about it just cool. I mean, he and what his family and the small entrepreneur pride of ownership meant to me, I had to have this deal. And I have a lot of energy. You've about wore me out today with a lot of other things. But I want you to know, our energy is just as high for an Ashley Furniture as it is for the small business and entrepreneur. Davie County wants jobs. I don't care whether it's one job or 1,000 jobs. I'll give you my cell phone just in a minute. We'll get into the commercial. But what this company is going to mean to us, we already knew it, that we're within a 60-mile driving radius of, a 12-hour driving radius of 60% of the United States population. In terms of moving goods to and from market, we're in the best place in the world to do it in this country. And we're going to bring manufacturing jobs. And Jim, I don't know where you read your history books or not, but years ago we used to be pretty good at distilling things. And had a reputation for it. Yeah, that's probably NASCAR's Thunder Road, I think. If you run out of labor, the sheriff might help you with some of his. But I can't thank you and your family enough for giving us a chance to welcome you to our community and create this opportunity for all of us. And like I say, his business is really growing, and this is a growing community, so it's a win-win. And I just want to welcome you and your family and all the employees, and I want to thank you for providing jobs for our citizens. Folks, we need jobs in this country, and we appreciate all of these jobs that are being created. We need more, but I want to thank you sincerely on behalf of all the elected folks and the citizens. Welcome to Davie County. Welcome to Mossville, North Carolina. Thank you.
All right, Dad, you ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
You know, I was in Bill Junker's office yesterday and read a little sign on his desk, and it says there, and you probably heard it before, this all didn't happen by accident. And it didn't. It took a lot of planning, and we're just extremely, extremely happy to be here. We've got big plans, and Jim was right. It was a little bit of a shock the first time he addressed this subject with me, and I just kind of went back and said to my wife, I said, you'll never guess what Junior's got up his sleeve right now. And she said, what's that? And I told her, and she says, oh no. Thought you were retired. And I said, well, if we've ever had a team that could do it, I was sure the team that we had could take this and run with it. And I'm just extremely proud of Gene, our general manager. He's just done an incredible job of helping us take this company to the next level. And we've got John, who agreed to come out here and manage this plant. And he's been with the company for several years, right out of he came to work for us part-time in IT in college. We wouldn't let him go. And we was going to come, and he was working for another firm and coming in and keeping our computers going. That was a job in itself. And I didn't even know what IT was when we hired him. Didn't have a clue. And then all of a sudden I found out we just couldn't get along without it. So it evolved into that. And we do have plans, and by the grace of God, we will see all these plans come along. And we're thankful each and every day for the family we got, the close associated friends we've got. Many of these people that you see in this picture have been with the company a long, long time. A lot of them have been with us almost since day one. And seeing the new group of people coming in and getting to meet everybody, and where so many of you brought your parents down here today, you brought your kids down here today to introduce them to us, and it just makes you feel really good. And Governor, you being here and sharing this time with us. And one little thing I'd like to share with you, and I know that you had to take a little time this weekend, but I thought, you know, just a Seattle Seahawks hat would be something that when it comes to playoff time, you're going to wear it every weekend and say, yeah, I know a lot of people from the state of Washington. So here you go. With that, here again, thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Again, thank you all for coming. There's refreshments. Please enjoy yourself. We've got a Ketchy Creek cake there that we're going to be serving. So enjoy that. It's supposed to be the best cake in the county. And so anyway, thank you all again. That's all.